Hi, my name is Seth Ballstead. I'm a bankruptcy attorney at Ball Bankruptcy in Las Vegas.
And I'm Ethan Featherstone, also attorney at Ball Bankruptcy.
And my name is Matt McArthur, also an attorney at Ball Bankruptcy.
Today we're going to talk about a stay on evictions by the governor of Nevada.
That's right. So, as many of you know, the world has been kind of turned up on its head. And here in Nevada, as with many other states, the governor has issued a state of emergency. And by doing that, it gives the governor of Nevada certain additional powers to basically create law that helps the state address the situation that we're going with, or that we're dealing with right now. So the one that we're talking about today is Emergency Directive number 8, and it specifically prohibits any foreclosures or evictions from happening while the state of emergency is declared or until there's another order by the governor saying that this stay has been lifted. This emergency directive went into effect on March 29th, and right now, for the foreseeable future, it will remain in effect until the coronavirus pandemic has been somewhat handled and the government feels it's appropriate to lift this sort of protection. So it's a pretty powerful tool. Usually we would have to turn to bankruptcy immediately if we wanted to stop a foreclosure or an eviction, but this kind of gives individuals that maybe are trying to plan out their bankruptcy filing or just aren't quite ready to file a little bit of peace of mind that they can stay in their residence until the storm has been weathered.
So Matt, I have a question that some people might be wondering. Are these lenders and landlords, are there loopholes that they could exploit in order to do these evictions and foreclosures?
Yeah, the law is actually pretty broad in that it says it stops all evictions, but there is one exception. The law does make an exception for situations where there is any criminal activity occurring on the property, whether the tenants pose a danger to other tenants within the property, or whether or not there's any known damage being conducted on the property. Now, landlords might get pretty creative in trying to say that the tenants, if they've been diagnosed with the coronavirus, are posing a threat to others, that they're a danger, and it's simply not the case. This directive specifically says that the fact that you have the coronavirus is not grounds for being a danger to the community in the way that would allow them to proceed with an eviction or a foreclosure. So it's pretty powerful. It should stop most evictions and foreclosures.
So Matt, I have a question then. So if you're renting, does that mean that for these months the renter is forgiven for paying rent during these months while the state is in a state of emergency, or is this more like a deferment where the rent payments still come due and the person renting the property is still liable to pay it, but the landlord cannot enforce any kind of eviction temporarily?
That's an excellent question. The directive specifically states that this does not forgive the ongoing monthly obligation. So if you stop paying rent for a time, that rent is still due. You're still going to owe it, especially if you plan on staying in the property. The one exception to that is late fees are forgiven, so you can't charge any late fees during this time period. But let's say this situation lasts for 3 months. At the end of the 3 months, if you haven't paid your rent, it will all come due. And if the order is lifted, then you could be looking at a possible eviction at that time. So it's important that if you plan on staying in the property and you can pay, to continue paying. This isn't a golden ticket for a free ride here, but it does give people a little bit of breathing room.
Thanks, Matt. Okay, and I should state too, if you are facing eviction, once the state of emergency is over and a landlord actually can evict you, bankruptcy is always a way to temporarily stop eviction or discharge liability under summary eviction if you choose to move out of your property.